This week on TORC Unleashed, we kick off the 2013 Traxxas Off-Road Championship right in the historic town of Dodge City. Do returning champions Brad Lovell, Bryce Menzies, and Ricky Johnson have what it takes to defend their number plates? Plus, the folks at AMSOIL give us an inside scoop on how to get the best performance out of any of your engines. And finally, as the green flag flies, the fastest off-road machines on the planet take to the stage in Dodge City for 2 intense days of racing. All this and more, next on TORC Unleashed.
I'm Kelly Snyder and welcome to Season 2 of TORC Unleashed. We're out here at Dodge City Raceway Park in Kansas where some of the fastest machines on the planet ready themselves to battle it out for the checkered flag. But before we get to that high-octane racing, let's first find out more about the first stop of the Off-Road Championship Series here in the heartland of America, Dodge City.
We're in Fort Dodge, and I always wonder where the saying came from, get the hell out of Dodge. Historic dude ranch and gunfights and all that stuff. So we're getting the heck into Dodge, and here we are racing the first round of the Traxxas TORC Series.
I'm used to Wisconsin fans, where we race out in my hometown, Crandon, Wisconsin. I'm born there, raised there. And the fans are just amazing there. They're committed, whether it's rain, snow, they'll be there no matter what. And I can relate, these Kansas fans here, they came out good last night. It was cold, a little chilly, rainstorm coming in, but they stuck through it. And it's just like my hometown. It makes me feel really good here.
This track is really something. It's based on a half-mile dirt track, but like a lot of the other half-mile tracks we go to, we're going to go in the infield. The big thing here is they have a whole bunch of light poles. Light poles are great because now you can see it when it races at night, but light poles aren't great when you have to dodge it.
Well, it's a traditional short track for us. When the TORC Series was designed, the idea was to come to these ovals and do sort of a supercross track inside a small oval. But the thing that changes everything is the dirt consistency. A lot of clay, so it goes from really sticky, the cushion's got a lot of traction, wants to throw the truck over, to the inside where it's really slick, where it wants to spin around and do donuts.
You jump onto the blacktop, jump back off, you kind of go in holes, you're doing different stuff, you're not just a flat land. It's kind of got a little bit of elevation, good bank turns. One part of the track you'll hook up, the next part you're slick, so you never know what's going to happen on this track.
A lot of people are having a lot of trouble with the car pushing, not getting it to rotate and turn, so it's giving a lot of people a lot of trouble.
There's something about that particular corner that's trickier than other places that we go because of how hard we're dynamiting the brakes, dropping the front end and the back end's rotating. We're getting up on the bank dirt, they're shooting us over a paved section and then we're launching off a paved section. So I guess that's what makes this place unique. It's definitely a driver's track.
Next, Ricky Johnson, Bryce Menzies, and Brad Lovell gear up to take on a wave of racers that are hungry for the checkered flag. That's coming up on TORC Unleashed. TORC Unleashed is brought to you by AMSOIL, Cooper Tires, and by Oakley.
Hi, I'm Kelly Snyder. Welcome back to TORC Unleashed. At the beginning of the season, the pros and their teams prepare themselves for a marathon of events that take them across the country. But each driver has one goal in mind. That is to take the overall championship in one of the top 3 classes.
I race in the Pro Light class. Off-road trucks are a lot like NASCAR, I'd say. There's a lot of specs in the chassis.
They got 14 inches of travel in the rear, 12 inches in the front.
In a Pro Light, you have to run a sealed crate V8 motor.
You can either run a Chevy, a Ford, or a Dodge, and you know, we got a Ford in here. It's about 400 to 450 horsepower, in between that range.
We're really set on the width, the length of the truck, and after that, they leave us areas to play with, and we get real detailed on those areas that we can.
The difference between a Pro Light and a Pro 2 is that a Pro Light, it's more standard, it's smaller, it's like a compact truck. Pro 2 and a Pro 4, they got 900 horsepower. They're the big dogs. You know, they're 4,000 pounds. We're around 3,000 pounds. They're one step up. They got double of what we have. So.
I race in the Pro 2-wheel drive class. We've got 18 inches of wheel travel in the front, 20 in the rear. We're about 850 horsepower. Out on the track, they suck up what's out there pretty well, moguls, doubles, and that kind of thing. Now, what that's different from a Pro Light truck, a Pro Light truck has 14 inches of wheel travel. It's a mid-size truck, 425 horsepower. So when they come into that stuff, it's a little bit more spiky and harsh on them. Then, of course, you got the 4-wheel class, which pretty much has the same wheel travel as we do, but 4-wheel drive, same horsepower.
Well, we run in the top dog class. It's really neat. It's a Pro 4. That's pretty self-explanatory. 4-wheel drive, all the wheels digging. Pro 4 is an open rule book. There's a track width rule, there's a weight to cubic inch rule, there's a wheelbase rule, but it's all tubular frame. Where the Pro 2s, which are the sister trucks to this, are 2-wheel drive, they have a square tube frame and it's more spec'd out. Now they're all hand built still, but they have to meet certain requirements. And what's really wild about this Pro 4 class is you'll get about 4 different builders that build the trucks completely different. You'll look at them, they don't even look similar. And you put them out on the track and we're all within a half second. We're that tight.
So, you know, in the off season, there's a grapevine. You get little hints and tips about what's going on, what other people are doing, but you never know. You never know until you show up. People are building new trucks. Well, do they have to sort them all out, or are they really onto something? And what we have a proven truck. We're just ready to make it faster, and we've done a lot of research. We've got a little bit better footing, so we can try different stuff. But so that's my secret. Let's see what everybody else's is.
My biggest competition coming in this year is Rob McCackern again. You know, last year we had great battle all the way till the end of the season. It came down to the last race of the championship points-wise. So, you know, we came out this year looking to just come out and win every single race. And I know Rob's going to be there every single second. He's been racing for 20-odd years now. He's the man to beat. So we feel really good with the #1 plate on the truck, and we're going to go out there and battle and see how it comes out.
We definitely want to try to win the race, but also with the points championship, you know, keeping that in the back of our mind, we want to make sure that we don't take any stupid chances. We don't want to be sidelined. We got the points championship in mind. We'd like to win the race, but we definitely want to make sure we finish on the podium.
You know, I'm excited, I'm confident, but there's always jitters. And talking to the other guys around here, they have jitters too. And it's kind of like, you got to get that one race under your belt, and then you're ready to go out there and fight.
The Menzie crew has the big budget. They have a fantastic crew. They have fantastic leadership, and they have a good driver. So they have a package. Everything we did on the off season was aimed completely at Ricky and the Menzie crew and knocking them off their podium, you know, knocking them off the top step.
I come into the first race like every race. I'm scared, I'm nervous, I'm paranoid to lose. I don't want to lose. I don't want to lose so bad. I know that I have great competitors in Johnny Greaves, Scott Douglas, Adrian Chinney, the Jenkins brothers, and they can beat me at any time. So I have to be on top of my game, and I have to be able to work with my team. I would love to walk away with a sweep in Dodge City, but this is short course racing. I got a lot of talented guys, so I can guarantee you this. It's going to be one hell of a race.
Coming up, the folks over at AMSOIL take us on a tour of products that are sure to make any engine rise to the occasion. That's next on Torque Unleashed. Behind the scenes of Dodge City Raceway Park, the spectators get a chance to hang out with their favorite racers, as well as get the inside scoop on all the latest and greatest products of their sponsors. And what visit would be complete without stopping by the official oil of the Traxxas Off-Road Championship Series, AMSOIL.
AMSOIL is basically, it's a full synthetic oil. It has no paraffin or wax base to it. It don't matter what you put it in, you're going to actually run 20 degrees cooler, regardless of a gas or a diesel or a small engine as a lawnmower or whatever. So you're going to run 20 degrees cooler. If you run cooler, you got less friction, it's more horsepower, more fuel efficient. Yeah, we've got the oil for like your dozers and stuff. We have it for the tractors and that, like your farm tractors, for the crankcase, for the transmission, your hydraulic oils. We've got it for the air compressors. We've got it for your automobiles. You've got your lawnmowers. And then you've also got for your bikes and everything, snowmobiles, your jet skis and that. Basically, all the oils that you need for it. Plus we have fuel additives to keep your fuel carburetors clean. Same way with your diesels. Keep your injectors lubricated and clean. Keep everything running in top performance. The nice thing about it is with the regular oils and the gasoline, you have 3 different grades. You have an OE oil, you have a 10,000 mile, a 6 months, or you have the 25,000 1 year. And it's the same way with the diesel oils. You have different grades in your diesels for your trucks and that. With this oil here, you can go 1 year or 25,000 miles. Now if you think about that, if you only had to go 1 year to change oil, how much downtime do you save? Especially with your trucks out there today. It saves money and time and guaranteed better fuel efficiency. Not only do we cover the engines and everything, but we also cover the rear ends, your axles and everything. We have a 7590, a 75110, and a 75140. Just put this in the rear end will actually pick up fuel mileage too. The drag races have been known to pick up 1/10 of a second just putting it in the rear end. If you have any questions about the AMSOIL, log on to amsoil.com. They will get you hooked up to a dealer that can help you with any product out there and get the right product for what you need.
Next on Torque Unleashed, the green flag flies as the world's fastest off-road machines invade Dodge City. Torque Unleashed is brought to you by Traxxas, BF Goodrich, and by Red Bull.
Welcome back to Torque Unleashed. I'm Kelly Snyder. Well, the track is set and the racers are ready. There's only one thing left to do. Gentlemen, start your engines.
Friday, round 1, the Traxxas TORC Championship. 7 months have passed since the last time these competitors took to the dirt track in search of podium glory. First up, the Pro Lights. As the green flag flies, returning champion Brad Lovell surges ahead and takes the early lead. Lap 12, Lovell goes wide on the inside turn, giving Doug Mittag a shot at first. Mittag moves to the inside, stealing the lead from Lovell. Lap after lap, Lovell and Mittag continue trading places for first. Finally, staying hard on the gas, Mittag pulls away from Lovell and the rest of the pack. As the checkered flag flies, Doug Mittag grabs the win, followed by CJ Greaves in second, and Keegan Kincaid takes third. Next up, the Pro 2s. Mike Oberg jumps out front and leads the pack. Lap 6, Chad Horde and Bryce Menzies continue battling and eventually pass Oberg for the lead. Lap 9, returning champion Bryce Menzies moves past Horde and leads for the rest of the race. At the finish line, Bryce Menzies captures his first victory of the season, followed by Rob McCachran in second and Mike Oberg in third. With the crowd on their feet, the Pro 4s enter the battlefield, ready for their first race of the season. As the green flag flies, Scott Douglas hammers the pedal to quickly take the lead. Lap 4, returning champ Ricky Johnson edges closer and closer to Scott and eventually jumps into first. Lap 6, Adrian Cheney and Rob McCachran get tangled up, forcing McCachran's truck to roll upside down. As the truck is flipped back over, a spark causes the fuel inside McCachran's truck to ignite. The fans of Dodge City watch as Rob McCachran fights for his life to exit the inferno. McCachran escapes without injury and will be back to race another day. As the race continues, leader Ricky Johnson begins distancing himself from the rest of the pack and never looks back. At the checkered flag, Ricky Johnson grabs the win, followed by Scott Douglas in second and Mike Jenkins in third. Saturday, round 2, the Pro Lights. Piloting the Monster Energy number 33 Toyota, CJ Greaves took an early lead on lap 2. Sean Morris stood his ground in second throughout the race, only to be challenged by the 81 of Doug Mittag, who caught up with Sean on lap 9. Mittag continued to pursue second, but fell back in lap 13 and stayed in the third spot to the checkers. At the end of the race, sophomore driver CJ Greaves takes the win, followed by Sean Morris in second, and last night's winner Doug Mittag takes third. Up next, the Pro 2s. When the green flag dropped, Chad Horde blasted out front, with Mike Jenkins and Rob McCachran trailing behind. Lap 8, McCachran pressures Horde's lead and finally passes the number 9 truck for first. Back in 6th place, last night's winner Bryce Menzies begins to quickly move up through the field. Lap 10, Menzies catches up to McCachran and challenges the race leader. At the checkered flag, Rob McCachran takes the win, followed by Bryce Menzies in second and CJ Greaves in third. The Pro 4s. At the beginning of the race, Johnny Greaves screams up to the front and takes the early lead. Adrian Cheney is close behind and challenges Greaves' lead for several laps. Last night's victor, Ricky Johnson, plagued with mechanical issues, pulls off the track and out of the race. Back up front, Greaves continues dominating the race. The battle for second heats up between Cheney and Scott Douglas. Lap 5, Douglas makes a move on Cheney and jumps into second. Then, in turn 4, Cheney and Douglas collide, flipping Douglas upside down and then back on all 4 wheels. Douglas fires back up and continues racing. At the end of the race, Johnny Greaves soars across the tabletop for the win, followed by Scott Douglas in second and Rob McCachran in third. As the fireworks of Dodge City lit up the night sky, the victors of the evening celebrated their wins, while the rest returned to their trailers, preparing to battle another day.
Well, that about wraps it up for us. I'm Kelly Snyder, and we'll see you next time on TORC Unleashed.
On the next episode of TORC Unleashed, the Traxxas Off-Road Championship Series descends upon the historic track of Eldora Speedway in an epic battle with Mother Nature that's not to be missed. On the next episode of TORC Unleashed.